Hello everybody, my name is Megan, and today we are on Hooked. So we will be reading let's read The Puppeteer. When Catherine discovers a creepy old puppet in her room, everything she thought she knew about her life starts to unravel. What the F, Mom? What's wrong? Why is this creepy puppet on my bed? What are you talking about? There's this old marionette puppet sitting in the middle of my bed. It's staring at me. Its eyes remind me of Dad. Catherine, throw the puppet in the dumpster. What? Why? Catherine is typing. Wait. It's gone. What do you mean, gone? I left my room for a minute while I was texting you. And it's not on my bed anymore. What? Alright, you're on YouTube, by the way. And it's not on my bed anymore. Wait, did you get home already? Did you throw it away? No, I'm still at work. Where could it have gone? It's just a puppet. I'm not sure. Catherine is typing. OMFG. Mom. Why'd you put it there? No, why'd you put it in there? I didn't. What do you mean? Mom, listen to me. I just watched this creepy puppet move across the floor and into my closet. On its own. Catherine, that's ridiculous. If you're scared, lock the closet door. I'm not going back in there. I've seen horror movies and I'm not messing with that thing. Just lock the door and try not to worry. I'll deal with it when I get home. Right, because you're an expert in haunted puppet removal. I'm calling the police. We don't need to involve the cops. I mean, honey, come on. It's just a doll. Fine. 2 minutes later. Catherine, everything all right? Not exactly. Why? What's happening now? Did we lock the door? I'm standing in my room. The puppet's sitting on a shelf in my closet. Honey, why did you open the door? Honey, why did you open the door? Because it's still staring at me. Oh, no, look. Was there a... Yes, there was. Okay, so there's the first picture. And now here's the second. And now here's the third. And now its mouth is moving. I think it's trying to tell me something. Pull off its head. Mom, I am not touching that thing. It's terrifying. And its eyes look just like Dad's. Those are creepy eyes then. Ripping off its head would be traumatic. Honey, I thought you were over that. Remember how you saw your father everywhere after he died? Look, I want to support you, but I also need to listen to me carefully. I think it's supposed to be, but I also need you to listen to me carefully. Get rid of that puppet. Now. Catherine is typing. Catherine? I locked the closet door. I slammed it closed as quick as I could. He should be stuck in there. Good. I'll be home soon. Catherine calls out to her mother. Thank God you're home. Is the puppet still in the closet? I think so. I haven't heard the door open. Good. What are we going to do, Mom? That thing is really scary. I'm going to go take a look. What? Are you crazy? That seems really dangerous. Please, let's just call the cops and have them handle it. I already lost one pair. I don't want to lose you too. Catherine, honey, I love you. But stop with the dramatics. It's just a puppet. You have control of the situation here. I'm going to see what's going on. Mom, please. I'll be back in a minute. Stay here. She leaves the kitchen and walks into Catherine's room. The room is quiet and undisturbed. Catherine's mother approaches the closet. Catherine's mother approaches the closet calmly and taps on the door. Hello? Is anyone in there? Catherine's mother unlocks the door and peeks inside. Her eyes widen sharply and she gasps. She slams the closet door shut and relocks it. Mom, is everything okay? Did it attack you? Catherine's mother grabs her daughter's wrist and pulls her out of the room. You're right. This is dangerous. We need to lock ourselves in my study. Now. Catherine runs into the study with her mother, who quickly locks the door behind them. I'm calling Aunt Agnes. Aunt Agnes? How is she going to help us? Catherine's mother ignores her comment as she picks up the phone, dialing frantically. Agnes, the puppet is moving. Wait, Catherine can't make out Aunt Agnes's mother's muffled response. Yes, of course, I'm sure. I saw it myself. Myself. There's a full beat of silence before Catherine's mother answers Aunt Agnes' question. I'm not sure. I don't know how this could have happened, Agnes. This time, as Catherine's mother listens to her Aunt Agnes, she eyes her daughter nervously. Yes, please, as soon as you can. We're in the study. Thank you. Catherine's mother hangs up the phone and fiddles her fingers nervously. What were you guys talking about? Catherine's mother jumps at the sound of her voice. Oh, Catherine, I almost forgot you were here. You... what? Whatever. What were you talking to Aunt Agnes about? Agnes. Have you seen the puppet before? What? No, of course not. Let's just try to stay calm until Aunt Agnes gets here. Aunt Agnes is coming here? Why? Catherine, stop whining. You're not a child anymore. Aunt Agnes is very smart. She'll know what to do. Catherine lets out a dramatic sigh and then whispers a complaint under her breath. Except Aunt Agnes is a complete loony. Excuse me? Nothing. It's just Aunt Agnes is kind of all over the place, isn't she? Aunt Agnes is my sister. We should trust and rely on our family. You're right. Ugh, I miss Dad. He would have known what to do. We're still a strong family, Catherine, even without your father. Us women have to stick together. Catherine's mom smiles and embraces her, but Catherine keeps her arms at her side. Cheer up, please. 30 minutes later, there's a loud banging on the window. Something's outside. Hide behind the desk. I'll go look. Please be careful, Mom. I'm scared. Catherine's mom slowly approaches the window and lifts the curtain to peer outside. Oh, it's Aunt Agnes. We need to let her in. Geez, that freaked me out. Now, do you see what I was talking about? Aunt Agnes couldn't come through the front door like a normal person. Honey, you know it's not safe for us to leave the study. She was doing a favor for us. Come, help me open the window. It's stuck. Catherine and her mother both pull upward on the window, but it doesn't budge. There's no time for this. Catherine's mother grabs the lamp off the window steady desk and smashes the glass window. Whoa, why did you do that? No time to waste. Come, help me pull Aunt Agnes up. You'll grab one arm and I'll grab the other. Catherine and her mom both heave Agnes in through the window. Once inside, Agnes stands up and dusts off her gaudy dress. She straightens her spectacles and readjusts the many trinkets hanging from her neck and ears. Mary, my dear sister, and little Catherine. Oh, I've been so worried about the both of you. I'm so glad you called me here at this time of grave danger. Thank you for coming out, Agnes. I know this isn't an ideal situation. Yes, of course. Where's the puppet then? It's locked in Catherine's closet. And the puppet is still mobile, you say? Yes, it moved itself into Catherine's bedroom. Can it communicate? No. It moved its mouth, but it didn't make any sound. I see. Aunt Agnes pauses to think for a moment. In silence, Catherine can hear her pulse pounding in her ears. The solution, I can see, is to destroy the puppet permanently. But how? Suddenly a loud crack echoes through the house. The closet!
Really?
Thank you. You're on YouTube, so
Not that. Not that.
you're on YouTube.
No, that part.
Oh,
That's it.
thank you, Shauna. The closet. See you put, Catherine. Agnes rushes out of the study, and Catherine's mother follows. 2 minutes pass. To Catherine, it feels like an eternity. Her chest is tight with worry. She strains to hear any sounds from her mother and aunt outside. Finally, when the anxiety becomes overwhelming, she calls out, "Mom, Aunt Agnes, are you okay? Can I come out?" Catherine pokes her head out first, and when she only sees the empty hallway before her, she walks out of the study slowly. When she reaches her bedroom, she sees Aunt Agnes and her mother standing closely together, peering inside. She looks beyond them and sees the puppet sitting patiently on her bed. "It got out of the closet?" Catherine's mother and Agnes both jump and wheel around at the sound of her voice. "Catherine, go back to the study." "No way. If that thing can break down doors, we need to leave this house." "I think that's an excellent idea, Catherine." "You and your mother should leave. Go. Wait, at my house. I'm not leaving you here alone, Agnes." Mara, it's best if Catherine is as far away from the puppet as possible. Catherine's mother nods her head and begins to gather a few items before they depart. Catherine continues to stare at the puppet. It's sitting motionless on her bed. "You know, Mari, I said that you and your daughter need to leave right now." "Come on, Catherine. Agnes is right. Let's get out of here." Catherine's mother reaches for her hand, but Catherine pulls her hand away, runs into her bedroom, and locks the door behind her.
She is out fooling around with that boy till 2 o'clock in the morning, and it has got to stop.
Catherine's mother and aunt rush towards the bedroom door. "Catherine, no! Get out of there! Unlock the door now!" "Agnes, she's not listening. What do we do?" Agnes speaks firmly towards the door. "Catherine, dear, listen to me. You need to unlock the door and let us in." Silence. "The puppet is very dangerous. If you do not come out, you leave us with no choice but to break down the door." "She's still not listening to us. Catherine, please come out, please." Catherine's mother begins to cry. Agnes glares at her sister disdainfully. "Don't be hysterical, Mari. Your sobs aren't going to solve anything." On the other side of the door, Catherine stands in silence, listening to her mother's pleading, but her eyes are focusing on the puppet. Finally, she hears her mother and aunt's footsteps fade into the distance. "Hello, Mr. Puppet?" The puppet remains motionless on Catherine's bed. "Can you understand me? I think you might have been trying to tell me something earlier." What do you want?" The puppet eyes begin to move slowly to the right. Catherine takes a step back. "Oh, God. Okay, you're moving again." The puppet eyes stop and rest on Catherine's desk. "What are you looking at?" Catherine shifts slowly towards her desk until she's in the puppet's line of sight. The only thing lying on her desk is her copy of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. "My book? I've read this thing 100 times. Are you saying that you're magic or something?" The puppet eyes move slowly from the book to the bed. "What? You want to read it?" Catherine lets out a laugh. "Look, my mom and aunt are sort of trying to kill you right now. Might not be the best time for a casual read." The puppet's eyes back to the book, then to the bed again. "Fine. Here, have it." Catherine plops the book down on the bed next to the puppet. The puppet's hands shoot up and lands on the cover with a small thump. Catherine jumps back from the bed, surprised by the sound of movement. The puppet drags its hand across the cover. It stops at the beginning of the title. What? You want me to read it to you? Like I said, now's not the best time. Please, just tell me what you want before my mom and aunt come back. The puppet's hand starts to make a small circles on the cover. Catherine leans in towards the book, carefully maintaining distance between her and the puppet. What are you pointing at? That's an H. What about it? The puppet starts dragging its hand to the right and starts circling again. Oh. Oh, it's like the Ouija board that Aunt Agnes bought for me last Christmas. So you were trying to tell me something? Catherine feels a rush of excitement. Okay, H-O. The puppet drags its hand down to the author's name. W. How? How? How what? You need to know how to do something? The puppet continues to drag its hand across the cover. Catherine's heart is racing. She inches closer and closer to the book. A and R. How are what? Catherine is engrossed in the thrill of the puppet's puzzle. She feels her heart thumping out of her chest. Oh, I was saying that wrong. It's supposed to be Howar. Oh, well, too bad. The puppet's hand stops at the next letter. What? D? Didn't you mean E? Howard? Howard? Catherine freezes. Her heart stops, and she feels the blood rush from her head. Slowly, she looks up at the punch. Slowly, she looks up at the puppet. It's inches away from her face. Their eyes meet. Dad? Dad, is that you? The puppet sheds a small tear from his eye. Any fear that Catherine's harboring disappears. Dad, it is you! Oh my God, I can't believe it. What happened to you? There's so much I want to ask you. It's going to take forever to talk It's going to take forever for us to talk using this book. Puppet eyes blink to dry his tears. That's it. I can ask you questions. What if you blink once for yes and twice for no? The puppet blinks once in agreement. Okay, what do I want to ask you first? How is this possible? The puppet stares blankly at Catherine. Oh, shoot, sorry, that's right. I can only ask yes or no questions. Okay, let me think. God, this is so insane. Are you all right? Are you okay? Are you in pain? 2 blinks. No. Good. Are you still alive? I mean, not alive, but still here in some weird way? The puppet blinks once. Catherine feels a rush of relief coupled with confusion. You didn't die in the accident? 2 blinks. But everyone in town saw your car. It was horrible. And we all went to the funeral. Catherine begins to feel dizzy as questions keep racing through her head. She takes a seat on the bed to steady herself. Did you get into a different kind of accident? 2 blinks. Did someone do this to you? 1 blink. Catherine feels tears well up in her own eyes. I don't understand. How could someone turn a person into a puppet? And why would they want you? And why would they want to? Everyone in our town loved you. Both stares at Catherine blankly. Right, I should probably keep asking questions while we have time. Maybe about what happened? The puppet blinks once. So, was it someone from out of town, a stranger? 2 blinks. What? It was someone you knew? 1 blink. Who was it? Was it someone I know? Sound of stopping feet echoes through the house. A moment later, Catherine can hear Aunt Agnes and Catherine's mother catching their breath outside the door. In a panic, Catherine whispers to the puppet, knowing her dad is trapped inside it. Mom and Aunt Agnes are here. They think you're dangerous. But this is great. Now I can stop them from hurting you. Mom is going to be so relieved to know you're alive. The puppet blinks frantically. What is it? Do you want to see them? 2 blinks. But Catherine gasps. Are you afraid of Aunt Agnes? 1 blink. Catherine leaps up from the bed and exclaims, I knew it! I always said something was off about her. All of those trinkets she wears. And you two never got along. She always used to complain about all the men in this family, and I always thought it was because she was bitter. I never thought she was actually evil. The puppet blinks frantically again, but Catherine is distracted by a knock on her bedroom door. Catherine, I'm giving you one more chance to break open this door. I'm giving you one more chance to open this door before we break it down. Shit! I can't let her hurt you again. And with that, Catherine grabs the puppet and slithers out of her bedroom window. As Catherine crouches down in the bushes outside of her bedroom window, she hears a loud crash. Her mother and Agnes must have broken down the door to her bedroom. She sits still as stone, listening in on their conversation. The room is empty. Where did she go? She must have snuck out with the puppet. How could you have let this happen, Mari? This puts us at great risk. We may still be okay. There's no way she could have recognized that it was her father. He's been dead for years. Don't be so naive. Even if she hasn't realized yet, she's alone with the puppet now. They may be able to find a way to communicate. And then she'll find out for sure. Who knows what kind of lies he'll tell her. Let's not worry about that yet. Mari, I don't understand how this happened. You must have made a mistake. He shouldn't be able to move. If I did make a mistake, then it's your fault too. You're the one who taught me. Look at us. We're still fighting about him. You should have never married that horrible man. He was too inquisitive for his own good. I can't disagree with you there. I think Catherine has inherited some of that inquisitive nature as well. It seems so. But it's about time she started to learn. She's of age now. I know. I just want to make sure I can teach her correctly. She has great potential, you know. She's very smart, and her wit is quick. She could do great things. Very smart, indeed. So smart that you think she's started to realize that she's a witch. Catherine leans closer to the window, straining to hear more. She shifts her weight, breaks the slim branch below her feet. Someone's outside the window. Catherine's mother and aunt rush toward the window, only to see Catherine sprinting towards the woods with the puppet clutched in her hand. Stop her! Thank God I kept one of these in here. Catherine's mother scurries to the corner of the bedroom and pries up a loose board. She pulls out a dusty old tome, peels it apart, its brittle pages, and drapes the ribbon bookmark across the open page. This should do the trick. Catherine's mother returns to the window and yells an incantation in Catherine's direction, which echoes across the yard. Catherine's leg immediately stiffens to planks, but her momentum forces the top half of her body forward. She lands face first in the dirt. Catherine's mother and aunt quickly descend onto Catherine's frozen body. Agnes pries the puppet out of her clenched fist. They hoist Catherine up off the ground and begin carrying her back to the house. I've had enough. Let's destroy this puppet once and for all. But how will we finish him off? Do you have any idea? I have something in mind, but I'll need to look through the old spell books to find it. Then they carry Catherine into the study and sit her down on the sofa. Agnes throws the puppet on the floor and begins to search the bookshelves. Catherine's mother turns toward Catherine, her expression soft. Catherine, honey, I know you must be confused right now. You have to understand that what I'm about to do for you is for your own good. The precipitation you have of your father is wrong. He tried to hurt us, to hurt our family. Catherine's mother's expression hardens. The color in her cheeks rises. You see, Catherine, you, Agnes, and I are part of a long line of witches. Our ancestors were smart, cunning women who developed our witchcraft to harness power in a time when power was not readily available to them. Our line has existed for centuries. Many of us have occupied great noble positions throughout history. We've helped so many women who haven't been able to get their voices heard, who have been neglected. Catherine, honey, That's why we must do whatever it takes to achieve success. We eliminate anyone who stands in our way. Catherine's mother reaches out a bony hand and grasps Catherine's arm tightly. We are completely self-reliant, with one exception. We still require men to have children, and often it's simply more effective to take them in as our husbands to bear the right kind of daughter. But once we have our daughters, we do what we must to rid ourselves of men. Most men walk away willingly. We tempt them with some younger, vapid woman. Your father, however, refused to go. Catherine's chest tightens at the mention of her father. She dreads what her mother will say next. When I began to push him away, he questioned my motives and eventually began to dig into my family history. He confronted me about it one time, claiming that Agnes and I were corrupt and cruel. But he understood so little. That stupid man. And he mistook our determination for cruelty. When he tried to turn you against me and said that he wouldn't let me teach you witchcraft, I knew I had to get rid of him. As Catherine's mother divulges their crooked family history, Agnes continues to search the bookshelves. He had to be stopped, Catherine, honey. So I created a curse that trapped his soul in a puppet. I thought it was quite symbolic. My final reminder that I, not he, am in control of this family. It worked like a charm. Sure, you moped around for a while, but eventually you became yourself again. It was peaceful here for many years, until today, that is. Aunt Agnes pulls out a small book with faded brown leather binding. Its yellow pages have wilted with age. Found it! Good, let's have a look. Catherine's mother and aunt began flipping through the pages. Suddenly, the puppet lets out a sound. I thought you said it couldn't speak. It seems to be gaining power the longer we wait. Mumbling. What is he saying? I don't know. Hurry. Carlyle. Who is Carlyle? Catherine instantly knows what her father means, because years ago, Catherine's father had taken her to Lake Carlisle on her 10th birthday. It had been the best day. After they swam in the lake for hours, he made her promise that she'd always remain true to herself. She'd always thought it was a strange kind of promise, but now she understood her father's intention. How am I supposed to know who Carlyle is? Hurry, Agnes. We can't let him talk. I'm going as fast as I can, Marie. Would you just stay calm? Catherine applies her aunt's advice to her own situation and carefully looks around the room. Her mother's book on the coffee table, and it still open to the page with the freezing curse. Down at the bottom of the page, its counter curse is written in faded ink. Catherine tries to read the words. Once she got them, she recites the counter curse in her head, and her muscles begin to loosen. Here it is. The curse should finish him off. Good. I should have just done this in the first place. I'll read the incantation. Mumbling. Catherine's mother stops reading. Catherine continues to mumble the encounter curse. Her muscles rapidly relax and her jaw slackens. Catherine, what are you? Catherine jumps up from the sofa. Her mother looks shocked, but then her expression slowly curls into a sly smile. You cast your first spell. So, see how it feels to use your magic, dear? To feel powerful? Think of all the things you could do. Shut up! Catherine's mother's eyes widen with rage. Don't you dare talk to me like you killed Dad. You murdered him. I was protecting you. Protecting us. You weren't protecting anyone. You've become disillusioned with power. You're using your magic for evil. Cut the dramatics, Catherine. You have no idea what you're talking about. Yes, I do. Dad saw what you were doing and tried to stop it. So you killed him for it? If this is the life of a witch, then I don't want to be a part of it. Honey, I'm sure you'll come around after you've taken some time to cool off your hot head. Don't get your hopes up. I'm going to save Dad. And then he and I will stop you for good. Catherine's mother glares at her, and her voice becomes very quiet and serious. You chose the wrong side. She turns quickly towards the puppet and shouts something unintelligible. The puppet lets out a screech. Catherine's mother and Agnes flee the study. Dad, no! Catherine rushes to the puppet and holds it in her hands. But as she cradles it, pieces of the puppet begin to flake off and fall to the ground, disintegrating into ash as they hit the floor. She watches her father decompose slowly, right before her eyes. They cast the final curse. Catherine, Dad, you can talk? Just for a minute. I failed you, Dad. No, I was doomed from the start. Your mother started this process years ago. She's only accelerated it now. But I fought on for one reason. What good can possibly come of this? Now I have to come to terms with your death all over again. And of the fact that Mom killed you. But Catherine, I got to save you. You're not evil. You chose the right side. And now I can die knowing you'll be safe. Remember the Carlisle, sweetheart. Remember it always. The puppet's limbs continue to flake away. Its face loses its form, like a candle melting under a flame. Tears well up in Catherine's eyes, but she blinks them back and straightens her spine to its full length. I'll stop them, Dad. They won't get away with this. The final remnants of the puppet fall between Catherine's fingers and disappear in the pile of ash on the ground. With the pop, there are suddenly only 2 wet eyeballs left in her hands before they drop and roll across the floor. Well, guys, that was it for today. Hope you enjoyed. Please like, subscribe, and that's about it. Well, bye.